Welcome back to the Champions Mindset Overview. Again, we've covered a few of these nodes now. Now we're going to be moving over to this very, very important aspect of a champion's mindset, positive attitude. Once again, as I zoom in and expand on the items inside of the positive attitude discussion point, you might want to do the same with your workbook slash guide so you can follow through. And then, of course, when it comes time to do the exercises, you're ready to go. So let's first talk about what positive attitude is. Definition: manner, disposition, feeling, position, etc., with regard to a person or thing, tendency, or orientation, especially of the mind. And one thing to note here: nobody's born with a good or bad attitude inherently. This is something that develops over time, and it's something that ultimately, as you become an adult, you choose. Your attitude literally reflects your personality, and whether you like it or not, you can choose to have a positive outlook on life, a negative outlook on life, some kind of combination in between. And the attitude that you carry with you will be very directly noted by people in your life. And so if you don't know what type of attitude you have, the most honest way is, going back to another trait, find the most sincere people you know and ask them to describe your attitude to you. It might be a lot different than you assume it is. Here's one thing you want to make sure you really understand and take home with you. Champions, people with a champion's mindset, are positive people. It doesn't mean that they're totally unrealistic and they're not aware of the challenges and problems and negative things happening. It's that they don't dwell on it. They think positively and they look for the opportunity in every situation. Even when things are going really negatively or really poorly, they find something positive to dwell on, and that becomes a force in their life. The other thing to note about champions is that that positive attitude and the attitude they carry with them ultimately becomes a habit. So when you go and do that analysis and you ask somebody to describe your attitude and you don't like the answer, well, just know that this is simply a habit. And you may not even notice that you're in this habit pattern, but habits can be changed. And I'm sure that you have changed certain habits at some point in your life. As an example, if you used to smoke and you don't anymore, very, very powerful example of overcoming one habit and replacing it with something new, a much more positive habit. Same thing goes with your attitude and the way you carry yourself every single day. Walt Whitman, said, "Keep your face always towards the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you." Very, very powerful quote. Talking about Bruce Lee here. Here's a guy that demonstrated throughout his life that he has a positive attitude, and really an unshakable one at that. Even at the young age of 12, when he was beaten up by a street gang, he remained positive. He was inspired to take up martial arts after this encounter, and for the next 5 years he studied the art of Wing Chun Kung Fu. Around 1966, when he was filming The Green Hornet, Bruce wanted all of the fight scenes to be as authentic as possible. Despite obscure camera angles, he put a lot of effort and determination to recreate fight scenes. If it wasn't for his determination, martial arts may have never become as popular as it is today. Bruce Lee is someone who has always demonstrated a positive attitude in his life, and he sums it up beautifully with the quote, "When I look around, I always learn something, and that is to be always yourself, and express yourself, and have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality, and duplicate him. Like they always copy mannerisms, but they never start from the very root of his being. And that is how I became me." Let's take a look at positive attitude exercises. There's a number of positive writing exercises or positive thinking writing exercises that can help you boost your attitude. We will focus on two in this particular program that we find to be most helpful when it comes to developing a champion's mindset. The first thing is to focus on being grateful for what you have. Too often, it's easy to focus on what you don't have or for a lack of things that are going on. Taking a second or more to really appreciate what you do have is key to having a good, positive attitude. Don't even waste another second of your life taking things for granted. And you can start by listing things you're grateful for. So if you go over to your guide, you'll actually see that we have an area for you to make a giant list of things that you're grateful for. There's also another technique that I think you'll find very helpful in terms of developing your own positive attitude. And you should consider writing a letter to someone you owe a debt or gratitude and thanking them for helping you along the way. There's actually studies here that show that this technique is measurably powerful in terms of boosting people's happiness for more than a month. So we give you a template in terms of choosing a person to thank and what that person means to you, how they helped you, and what you learned from it. And then from there, you can go on to craft a thank you to them as well. So that is an overall view of positive attitude. This is a very powerful trait in the champion's mindset.